Hello, how is it going, everyone? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. If you can hear me loud and clear, type loud and clear in the chat box. Just let me double check my audio. Let's hear. Right. It's a brand new year. Box, just let me double check my video. Right, audio is fine, everybody. Hello, everyone. Good. My name is Eunice. I'm Eunice Tan. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and trainer. Welcome to our Facebook page and YouTube channel on Daily People Skills. Let us know where are you watching this from. Are you watching this in Singapore or overseas? If you are overseas, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Right? How is it going in your country? Are you working from home or you have in your country things are back to normal? And if you're watching this from Singapore, are you having your dinner now or you have had your dinner? Let us know what you had for dinner, okay? So anything, just let us know in the chat group, in the chat comments box, right? And yes, blessed new year to everyone. It's a brand new 2021. Now, people ask me, why do I always say blessed new year, blessed birthday instead of happy new year, happy birthday, right? So is it because of my faith? And I always tell them that yes, partly it's because of my faith. That's the number one reason. Number two, I realized something that we are not always happy, but we are always blessed, right? So you can always find something that is a blessing in your life, no matter how hard life is going on at the moment, right? So look for the blessings in your life. Yes. Right, once again, welcome to our weekly Facebook Live session where we share our experiences when dealing with people and the mistake we made, and of course, many of the hot tips and solutions we use in our daily life. Now, many people think that people skills is just about EQ, communication skills, leadership skills, but people skills go much, much beyond that. At the bottom line, it is about who you really, really are. Because before you can manage anyone, you must first manage yourself. It is also one skill that will never be replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. More about that later on. So for now, let's jump right into today's topic. Now, today's topic is going to be very interesting. It is the beginning of the year, time to set goals. GOALS, yes, or maybe not. Because what's the point? Why is it that some people swear by goal setting while the rest of us wonder it's no use? After all, we set goals every year and we never achieve them every year, right? For some of us, setting goals is like setting ourselves up for disappointments. So, to set or not to set goals? In this session, I'm going to explore why do goal setting works at times and a total flop at other times. And more importantly, how can you make goal setting work for you? So let's get started for today, right? Okay, let me share my screen. Give me a moment. Yes, that's right. Let's go. Right. Yes, goal setting, is it useful or is it totally useless, right? To set or not to set your goals, right? Do goals work? Yes and no, right? And many of you who know me will think that, that's always my answer. Yes and no. Yes, that's right, because we need to know when it works and when it doesn't. So let's take a look at why it doesn't work first, right? Now, why goals don't work? There are many, many reasons why goals don't work, right? So today I'm going to just highlight 3 of them, which I think is very easy to understand and implement immediately. So by now you realize that a lot of my things I like to people to be able to learn and apply almost immediately, right? So what are the top 3 reasons to me, right, why goals don't work? Now, number 1, because it's not yours. The goals you set is not yours. What do I mean? You have set somebody else's goals. Meaning, for example, it's January, right? And a lot of people in January, a very common goal is what? I want to lose weight. I want to, look a bit slimmer and things like that. Okay, I want to be healthier. Now, how long does it last? No, some people say it lasts for 15 days, but I think sometimes it lasts for only 2 days. Today is only the 5th of January, and a lot of us is like, oh, forget it, forget about it. Like, we'll exercise tomorrow, and tomorrow become next week become next year. Right? So don't set goals just because everybody is doing that. Don't set goal because somebody else said you should be doing that, or you even you yourself say that I should be doing that. I should eat healthy and all that. Not that you don't. Not saying that just go glutton, eat whatever you want, don't take care of your health. No. What I mean is that you set it, why it doesn't work, because it's not really something that you really want. You do it only because everybody else is doing. You do it because it should be something that you should be doing, right? We should be eating more vegetables, right? We should be eating more fruits, drinking more water, sleep earlier. We should. But you know what? We don't normally do what we should, but we do what we must, right? More about the must have later on. But just take note, is this really your goal? Or somebody else's goal, and you just inherit it without even realizing it? Is this your goal, or is just a peer pressure, social pressure? You have to achieve this by a certain age, and when you compare with your peers, you don't have this, you don't have that, we are comparing to your lack of. So take note of this. Is sometimes the goals don't work because it's not really what you want, right? So is this your goal? That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Second reason is because you don't believe it's possible, right? So the first one is it's actually not even your goal, and you're just paying lip service. Now, let's say whatever you set your goal as, it is your goal. You really want to lose weight. You really want to get your finances in shape. You want to get your financial in order. You want to get your house in order, in shape, and just put everything in order, that kind of stuff. You want to be a better employee. You want to be a better boss this year. Now, it's really your goal, right? But some people start at this second reason. Their goals don't work because you don't believe that it's possible. You don't believe that it is possible to lose that 5 kilos by end of the year. You don't believe that you can be a better employee. You can get that promotion. You can close that deal. You can start your own business, and those in your own businesses already, you don't believe that you can grow to $1 million business, or you're already in $1 million. You don't believe that you can grow to 10 mil. You can go to IPO. Right? So you don't believe it's possible, but yet you just put it down anyway because, you put it down because it's just something that you wish you wish to have, which actually brings me to the next point. Okay, is because it's a nice to have goal, not a must have goal. Remember, I was saying that earlier on that we do things that we don't do things that we should. We do the things that we must have. We must, right? If your goal is a nice to have goal, for example, to lose that extra kilos, to make that extra $10,000 by end of the year, to build your business to IPO, right? Is this a nice to have, or is this a must have goal, right? If it's a nice to have, I think most likely, it's most likely that you will not go, and the goal will not work for you because it's nice to have. It's not a must have, right? I'm jumping ahead of myself already, right? And that's why is you need to decide for yourself this goal, even though it's yours. But do you believe it's possible? Do you believe that it is a must have goal? Now, so if these are the 3 reasons on why goals don't work, now when does goal setting works? Remember, I said that goal setting is both yes and no, right? So bring me to the next slide. When do goals work? When do they work? Right? We have found out why they don't work. Now we want to find out when do they work. Now, when do they work? When do goal setting work? Right? When, very simple reason. When is rewarding. Yes, of course. If it's rewarding, right? If it's fun, if it's enjoyable, if it's exciting, and it makes you excited about it, it makes you look forward to it, right? Your goal makes you look forward to the achievement of that goal, then you would actually do it. If you just do it because, or you just go through the motion, or you know it is because it's what the society say you must have, it is not enjoyable. You don't enjoy it, right? You will not want to do it. So when you don't want to do it, then you the goal, no matter how good the goal setting method is not going to work for you, right? So you need to know goals will work when it is deemed to be rewarding. You need to see that the goal, if you achieve the goals, it is going to be rewarding for you. Now, the question then is that what is rewarding? Now, what is rewarding to one is different from another. Which brings me to a very, very important question is, what the most important question is to ask yourself, what is it that you really want to get out of it? Now, if some people, they say that you want to get a higher paid job, they want to make more money and all that is good. But what is it that you really want to get out of it? Right? So maybe if you want to lose weight, maybe you want to fit into that dress, or maybe you want to look slimmer, maybe you want to look more attractive, or maybe you used to be slim and then now you tend to put on weight because of COVID or for whatever reason, right? But you need to ask yourself, what is it that you really, really want to get out of that goal? Right? And that's when you find that whether it's rewarding to you or not. If you don't know what you really want to get out of it and you just do for the sake of doing, it is not rewarding. If it's not rewarding, it's not going to work, right? We'll go back to the three reasons why goals don't work in the first slide, right? So if goal setting does work, but if it has not been working for you, you might want to just tweak. Just want to make some slight tweaks, which bring me to my next point. Okay, let's see. Right. So the first tweak is there are actually two only. So you shift from a to-do mentality to a become mentality. What do I mean, right? So a lot of times, right, when we set goals, it's more like I want to do this, I want to do that, right? It's a to-do list kind of thing. But what I am proposing to you is that to tweak it to have a become mentality. Let me give you an example, right? I want to make $1 million. That is a to-do mentality. Yes, right? So I want you to tweak a little bit to become the become mentality, which is I want to become a millionaire. Now, some of you might be asking, what's the difference? Yeah, if you really get it, right? Okay, so I've been taught every Sunday, right? At some point, I was actually taught this very, very, very amazing principle. Some things are taught, some things are caught. So if you catch where I'm the moment I showed you this, then congratulations. But for those who didn't quite get it, right, and can't see the difference, let me explain, right? If your focus is on, I want to make $1 million, right? That's your mentality to do, right? I want to make $1 million. So your focus will always be on making $1 million. That's all. Like, so if you're an employee, you might be looking for a higher pay job. You might be, have a sideline. You might be looking at a promotion. If you own a business, you'll be making more sales. And and for those who are the sales, employee, but your sales, you will be looking at making more sales as well. And if you're a business owner, you might be looking at, how do I expand my sales channel, my marketing, my branding, my promotion and everything. Everything boils down to this goal, right? Making $1 million. Now, if you have a become mentality, if you want to become a millionaire, that is a different thing, right? Now, to become a millionaire, it takes more than just $1 million. Right? It also talk about your character, who you become at the end of the day, the kind of skill set, the kind of mindset, the kind of you will be looking at a different network, different kind of networking skills, different kind of environment, different kind of thinking. So you will be looking at if you want to become a millionaire, you will be looking at you might Google for some millionaires and see what are they, what makes them become a millionaire. right? And you realize that there are certain habits, certain that maybe they have a very disciplined life. Maybe they read a lot, which is a very common trait with among all the millionaires. Millionaires, yes. So, and some of them are morning people, some of them are night people, some of them are planners, some of them are just very good at executing. Along the way, right, you will realize you have actually become a better person, a bigger person, and it's really who you become is more important than just what you have. And because of who you become, it is a wider circle, if you like, and within that bigger circle, you actually have that $1 million, right? So the to-do, in short, right, the to-do mentality is a very short-sighted, narrow-minded, I would say, not short-sighted, a very narrow way of looking at goal setting. Whereas when you look at things to become, right, is who do you are going to become, you are looking at a wider scope, you are looking at a wider circle that encompasses the smaller circle, right? And hello, Cecile. Okay, so that is one thing. So that's one example. Let me give you another example, right? Also, another example is like I want to slim down. Now, you don't really say, a lot of people say, oh, I want to slim down, I want to lose weight. Now you change to, I want to become healthier, okay, or I want to become someone that can fit into that beautiful dress. Now, with that, you will realize that a lot of things come very naturally because it's very rewarding. Remember, I mentioned that goals will work when it's rewarding. So you bought a dress, maybe you can't fit in anymore, and but you are able, you have the potential to fit in. So what you can do is that just keep thinking about how amazing it is if you can lose weight and fit into the dress. So you become the person who can fit into that dress. Maybe you become size 8. Now you might be 12, but you become a size 8, right? You want to become a size 8 person, right? So another example, very common example earlier on, that one is actually for business owners, right? So if you are an employee, let's look at an employee. Maybe you are looking at, I want to get a promotion, right? A higher pay job or promotion. Now change it, tweak it to be, I want to become someone who is more valuable, right? I want to become someone who can add more values. And not only that, and you have actually and during the process, right, you actually add more value to yourself and you become a better person. So what do I mean? For example, if you want to get a promotion for executive to manager, or maybe manager to director, and director maybe to even higher senior management level, a C-suite. Now, if you look at a CEO, right, do you think a CEO is being paid for his technical skills? No, a million knows. If I want a technical question being asked, right, I won't ask the CEO. I will ask the executive, right, who has the ground. They know everything ins and out. But how come the CEO is being paid more than the executive then? Now, the CEO is not being paid high because of the technical skills. It's being paid high because of other skills, especially like strategic thinking, right? He's supposed to lead the whole company to a higher level. So he needs to think very strategically. He needs to, he's very good at solving problems. He's very good at buying in, collaboration with people. And he definitely need to have very good people skills, right? So continue to subscribe to this channel, and as we share more and more topics in the rest of the year, right? Definitely you will see the higher you go, the more you need people skills and many others transferable skills. I don't like to call them soft skills. I like to call them transferable skills. So you need to and in that sense, right, they become more valuable. Yeah. So you, instead of just hoping for to get a higher pay job and your skill set is just remain as it is now, you won't really get paid more, seriously. But if you increase and become more valuable, you will actually be paid more, right? Or you can get a promotion to the next level. As you go higher and higher, you realize that instead of being better at your technical skill, you need to learn how to have better management skills, which actually we'll talk, I'm jumping ahead of myself again. It's in my last slide on how you really set goals, right? What are the things to look out for, right? So from executive to managers and to management level, you really need to drop that And this is a very common thing I hear from a lot of HR people or employee. I hear both sides, right? It's a very common thing. Oh, they are so good, so they are being promoted to manager, or they are managing people now, and managing the department now. But it turned out to be a flop. It turned out to be a disappointment. Why? Because there's no shift in the mindset. There's no shift in the expectation and the responsibility. They don't realize that or sometimes they are still very hands-on, which translate into micromanagement, right? So so what I'm saying here is that you need to shift your mindset in the sense that and start to take on new skills, new valuable skills, become more valuable to the company, to the organization that you're working for. That's in the work context, and it applies to any other areas of your life as well, right? Now, so that's so much for the tweak in that sense, to tweak from to do mentality to become mentality. Now, the second tweak that I want you all to make is to have this imagination, right? Imagine this, right? Now, imagine these two scenarios. Imagine what happens. The first scenario, if you hit the goal, right? So imagine, right? You lose that 5 kilo. You imagine you get that promotion. You close that deal. You make more. You really make that $1 million at the end of the year, right? What happens if you hit the goal? Imagine that. It should get you. Do you get more health? Do you get more wealth? Do you get more happiness? Actually, I prefer to put it this way. Do you get more true wealth, true health, true wealth, and true happiness, right? Sometimes we can have more. We thought that by having more, we are happier. We will get the respect we want. We'll get the happiness we want, and we will be better when we have more. But actually, sometimes it's not more. It's the true health, true kind of health, wealth, and happiness. Now, the definition of true is, to me, okay, true health, true wealth, and true happiness is must satisfy two criteria. Now, first one is that it should not be at the expense of another area of my life. So meaning that if I may hit $1 million, close $1 million deal in my business, but it should not be at the expense of my, say, spending time with my loved ones, my family, my friends, and all, or at the expense of my own health. Now, I understand some of you are in the industry where it's cyclical or seasonal. This month, for example, it's very busy for some of you. It's fine if it's seasonal, cyclical, and it's anticipated. That's fine because you can always compensate somewhere else, right? So we always talk about work-life balance and things like that. Sometimes, if possible, we tend to quantify, we spend 8 hours at work, we must also spend 8 hours with our loved ones. Sometimes, yes, that's a good guideline, right, to show that you have a work-life balance. But sometimes we also don't forget, right, there's also the qualitative element. So even though you spend only 4 hours with your loved ones, make sure that it's the quality ones and it's a quality time. So with that, you can, even though it's a shorter time, but it's a fulfilling time, right? So the first criteria for true health, wealth, and happiness is that it should not be at the expense of another area. So meaning I should not be have success in my business at the expense of my health, for example. Secondly, it should be sustainable. Right. So, for example, when you first start business and you first start a job and you first start a new project, you may be very excited and there's a lot of things to work out. That's fine. Okay. So the first year, it's really, you put in a lot of time and effort. That's fine. But second year, it's still it doesn't pick up. It's still the same. Third year is still the same. It's fourth year is still the same. Now, how long you're going to sustain is how long you're going to go for that. Right, to put in 16 hours a day, 365 days. Now, it's not going to be sustainable. It should get better and better, right? Yes, the first year, you really put in your heart, soul, sweat, tears, blood, everything. Second year, it should be better. If it's not getting better, then you're going to get burned out very quickly. And when it gets burned out very quickly, you're going to, stop hitting your goal. The goal is not rewarding anymore. Right, so you need to be really very. You need to make sure this word sustainable should always be in whatever thing that you do, right? Especially goal setting in that sense, right? So true health, wealth, and happiness should to satisfy these two criteria, let me repeat that it should not be at the expense of another area of my life, and it should be sustainable. Whatever I do, the activities I do should be sustainable in that sense, right? Now, what second scenario I want you to imagine is that what happens if you don't hit the goal, right? If you don't feel the pain at not hitting the goal, there is no consequences. There's not much difference in your life whether you hit the goal or not. Then this goal is a nice to have goal, not a must have goal. And remember what we said earlier on about nice to have goals and versus must have goals. Nice to have, you will never achieve it. Must have, you have a higher chance of achieving it, right? So if you think about it, so that will actually, if you watch this video again, right, it actually brings back to the first slide again, and to share with you why is it that we don't set the where we don't hit our goals. When do we hit, because it's rewarding. But because if there's no difference whether you hit the goal or not, then it's not rewarding. No difference. Then why do you want to put in the effort to do it? I mean, let's face it, right? Goal setting, to achieve a goal, you do need to put in some form of effort, right? And talking about efforts, right, we need to have a good strategy. Now, we're talking about strategy. Let's see what strategy do I propose to you then. Now, very simple, right? Any strategy, I always go by this principle that I have learned many years ago, which still help me to this day in every area of my life, in everything that I do, right? The principle is, how do you eat an elephant, right? No, we're not going to eat an elephant, right? Okay, it's just an expression, everyone, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if any people eat elephant, right? So how do you eat an elephant? It's one chunk at a time, right? You do bit by bit, step by step, day by day, and you will get there. Don't try to do everything within the first week of January, and then and when you don't hit it, you get disappointed, right? Okay, so to do that, right, and how you eat one chunk at a time, and you need to answer these 4 very important questions. First question is, where are you at now? What do you already have in your hand? Or that's another way of phrasing it as well. You must really look at where are you now. Are you at if you are looking at being a CEO at some point, where are you at now? Are you at the entry level? Are you at the executive level, manager level, or what? Right? And how do you go step by step to the next level? Your next level, sometimes you can't go straight to be a CEO, right? But you can from executive, you go to your manager, and then you go gradually. And I do suggest that, because sometimes the too big a jump, right? For some of you, it's fine. But for some of us, right, you will find that too big a jump is actually doing you more harm than good, right? So where are you at now? Take a stop, do a stop check. It's like GPS, right? You talking about goal setting is your destination. You know where you're going. But like GPS, they ask you 2 questions: where you are now and where you want to go. So goal setting is where you want to go. So you need to find out, where are you now, right? Your current location, right? So you need to ask this question first. Then from there, you ask yourself, what areas do you need to improve? Right. So for example, if you want to make more money, you need to improve sales skills. You need to start a sideline. You need to find out how to start a business. For example, for those of you who are employed, for those who are running your own business, how do you increase your sales? Or maybe you need to, instead of selling to one-to-one, you need to sell one-to-many. Instead of selling to B2C only, you need to sell to B2B. So what areas do you need to improve? Maybe you need to pick up. And so you need to look at that. And which brings me to the third point: what new skills or habits do you need to learn or pick up, right? So earlier on, I said, right, you need to pick up sales skills, and or maybe you also need to learn about public speaking skills, because public speaking is one-to-many. So it gives you the leverage, right, to do things more efficiently, effectively, right? So maybe you need to pick up new habits, right? So in the past, so maybe you're not a morning person, but you want to pick up you realize that the benefits of waking up early. And so what happens that for me, I join a group of the business network, and we meet 7:30 every Tuesday to discuss about business, pass referrals to each other and all. And it's really it's not easy to wake up at to be there at 7:30, excuse me, right? So meaning I have to wake up at 5:30, for example. Now, it's not easy for anyone, especially not a morning person like me. But after a while, I force myself to be in that situation, so that after a while, you get used to it. And you know what? Waking up early becomes a little bit easier for me, right? So that is one habit I want to really pick up in that sense. Now, what other new skills you want to pick up? Maybe IT skills, online marketing skills, social media skills, whatever it is. People skills, yes, everyone, people skills. Click the like and share button, okay? Right? Now, last but not least, what old habits do you need to drop? This is the important one, right? This is make it or break it, right? So some of the old habits you need to drop. Maybe you were very micro last time, and you pay attention to details. It's good, but you know what? Sometimes you need to learn how to, as you go up the higher position, right? You need to be able to look at the overall picture, the bird's eye view, the macro view, and even global view. You need to stop bugging on the small little things, so as to speak, right? So maybe there are some old habits you need to drop from now on, in order to proceed to the next level, in order to hit your goals, right? Right. So these are the 4 questions that you need to answer. So here you go. If you can answer these 4 questions and the earlier question on what is it that you really want to get out of that particular goal. So like I said, right, go and watch this video again, start taking down notes. It will make sense. It will really complete the whole picture, right? Then if you answer these 4 questions and that earlier on question of what you really want to get out of that particular goal, then I believe you have a 90% chance of hitting your goals. Whatever those goals are, doesn't matter, right? And do you have any tricks to hit the goals? Let us know in the comments, in the comments box. If you are still feeling disappointed about not hitting your goals you set in the past, right? Check out our last video where I talk about how to handle disappointments. Right? And in that video, I also share about how you turn your disappointment into something positive for yourself. Right, that's all I have for today. And do you have a recurring situation? Situation when it comes to people, whether it's dealing with others or yourself? The same thing keeps coming up in your life, no matter where you go, what you do. Let us know what is it in the comments box, or you can drop us a private message. We will answer to the best that we can. And many people ask me why I spend so much time, why am I speaking and doing training on a topic on people skills, right? I mean, after all, sometimes it's not really many things that is not really a mainstream topic kind of thing. Now, it's because people skill is a very practical and important skill set. I would say it's a life-saving skill set. I know many of you are concerned about being replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. I totally believe that people skill is one skill that will never be replaced by technology and artificial intelligence. You can learn about coding, cyber security, or whatever competent skills for your occupation. But those are technical skills that will get obsolete, and you will have to keep improving yourself in that area. Yes, they are important. I'm not knocking them down. But behind every hardware, software, non-living thing, there's a human being. And this is what keeps me going, because I know behind every camera, there's at least one person watching, learning, and needing this message. It doesn't matter what business or industry are you in, you are always dealing with people. Furthermore, let's face it, we are all social animals, right? We crave for the company of other people. This pandemic has shown us more so than ever. With all this safe distancing, not able to gather with your family and friends, it has shown us that even with the best, latest technology, it cannot replace the company of each other. So you might as well start learning how to deal with people. And the very first person to deal with is with yourself. So hit the like and share button, subscribe and follow us in this journey of improving yourself. Yeah. So see you in our next video. Bye.